Hi guys, my name is Kathy Woosen. Welcome to my Creative Critical Reflection Get Ready With Me. The first question is, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? My magazine has an intended audience for teenage girls ages around 16 to 18 years old who love social media, posting, and photo taking. With my target audience in mind, I did a fair amount of research in magazines that have similar styles and intentions of what I want to create. There are some conventions that I researched about and wanted to incorporate into my own magazine. The first few conventions I followed are reflected on my cover page. First, I chose a close-up photo of me where I'm looking directly at the camera, which many magazines have their models doing. Study shows that making direct eye contact with their readers can help attract their initial attention by creating a feeling of intimacy and connection between them. For example, this cover and this one, both models are looking directly at the camera, which captivates your attention towards their eyes immediately. As compared to this cover, where the model is not looking at the camera, the reader's eyes are not captivated and focused on the magazine, causing their attention and interest to decrease. Other conventions I followed for the cover page is a large title in bold fonts at the top left of the page, a barcode, and an issue detail of which version my magazine is. One convention I challenge is the convention of adding multiple headlines that serves the purpose of teasing the main stories. On my magazine cover, I limited the amount of headlines to just 2, and my reasoning was that I believe the minimal usage of headlines will keep the clean aesthetic I am going for, while making the magazine look more sleek and mysterious, which can spark readers' curiosity, while still providing just enough detail for customers to know what the magazine is about. Flipping the pages, we move on to the articles in my magazine, and different from conventional article formats, with multiple subheadings under one large heading, my format is simpler and easier on the eyes. I believe that the simplicity appeals to my target audience as teenagers nowadays are used to the quick intake of information from social media, leading them to have a short attention span. Hence, having information summarized and put into a listed format will likely be preferred. The last convention I followed is having a lot of visuals. By a lot, I mean I have 2 whole pages dedicated to displaying photos. The social group my magazine represents are young women who are into photography for multiple purposes, like posting on social media. Many teenagers are now into digital cameras due to these cameras making a comeback, with many of their favorite influencers showing great results they got from using them. Moving on to the second question. How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? A cool part of my magazine is the interactive feature where readers can scan this QR code located on the corner of the photo page, which will take them to an Instagram account where these same photos are posted. The audiences are able to follow the account and start to explore all the posts where they can leave a comment, view what others have to say, and even make new friends who share common interests in photography and cameras. As a real media text, my magazine will follow traditional distribution where it will be physically distributed in retail stores and newsstands, like those you can typically find in Barnes & Noble or just the shelves of a Publix checkout lane. And because my magazine has its own Instagram account, viewers of the post are able to share and repost to help advertise the magazine. There will also be subscriptions available on the Pictures Gallery website for purchase to loyal readers who would like to receive regularly issued magazines per month. And Pictures Gallery will be collaborating with Barnes & Noble, where customers who owns a membership with them will also be able to receive monthly subscriptions. The third question. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? The program I used was Canva, which is known for its beginner-friendly interface, and I was also familiar with it prior to making my magazine. When I first started on my magazine, I made a mistake of starting it with an idea that I did not fully develop and a template that I did not necessarily like or fit my desired aesthetic. But I kept telling myself that I would be able to build it into what I want. Working on my first sample magazine, I learned a lot about the software I was using as I played around with many features. Initially, my biggest issue was having a hard time formatting the cover page. These were the different versions of my cover. This one was the first cover I came up with, which I soon realized that it did not look professional at all. This is the second cover I made, which I believe was more simple and professional, but I just felt that there was something missing about it. And as you can see, the colors did not fit the aesthetic of other parts of the magazine. Then I realized I did not like my first sample magazine at all, the layout or the colors. And on top of that, I came across a hard challenge, which was that I did not know what I can write about. After thinking through for a few days, I made a risky decision to restart my whole magazine. This time I learned my lesson and I made a plan in my head of what I am writing about. Then I went searching all over Canva for a magazine template that truly fit what I needed. With a fresh start and a clear mental map, I was able to see my improvement with using modern and simplistic colors along with simple structures of the photos as compared to my first magazine. The last question is, how did you integrate technologies in this project? I integrated a few numbers of technologies while producing my magazine. The only hardware I used was my iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil. Obviously, I used Canva through their website, as it is the most student-friendly software for any graphical designs. It is where I produce my magazine. For the ideas and inspirations, I use Pinterest as my main source. It offers a wide variety of aesthetically pleasing visualizations of magazines. I also use Procreate every now and then to sketch a layout of where I want certain parts of my magazine to go. The last software I touched on is Instagram, which I use to make a new account for the QR code as my interactive feature. Lastly, even though I had my fair share of stress, I still had a lot of fun throughout the process of creating my magazine. And being able to show my peers my final product felt like a reward. Thank you so much for watching my creative, critical reflection Get Ready With Me. See y'all next time.